Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 155 of Screw the Commute podcast. We got Mari Smith. Oh, what a deal we have with Mari Smith is here. She's loved everywhere she goes, either in person or online. And she's the top expert, the top that I know of anywhere on Facebook. And I'm sure she's going to give us some great tips today about that. So I'll introduce her to you in a moment. Now, episode 154, I hope you didn't miss that. That's one of my Monday training sessions called More Business Skills That Rock. It's kind of a companion to episode 145, the previous Monday's Business Skills That Rock. And these are important skills that virtually all successful business people have. So check that out. Now, I got a great freebie for you to thank you for listening to the podcast. It's my $27 ebook, How to Automate Your Business. I mean, I've used the tips in this book to handle as many as 150,000 subscribers and 40,000 customers in 40 countries around the world with one part-time temp person. Think about that. And it saved me 7.5 million keystrokes. I'm just one of the tips in the book. So make sure you download that at screwthecommute.com/automate-free. screwthecommute.com/automate-free. And I got another little special gift for you over there. Now, our podcast app's in the iTunes store. You can check that out at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP, where we have complete instructions to show you how to use all the fancy features so you can take us with you on the road. All right. So, around I always say the turn of the century, folks, which is kind of crazy to have to say that nowadays. But that's when I started my mentor program, and people at my level were charging $50,000 or $100,000 up front to teach what we knew to clueless business people who refused to learn it. But I'm a small business advocate, and I knew many small businesses could never afford that kind of upfront money. So I made all the gurus mad by charging a relatively small entry fee to my program that also got a percentage of profits that was capped, so you're not stuck with me forever. So for me to get my big money, you had to make way bigger money. And it caught on like wildfire. 1,700 students later. It's the longest running, most successful ever mentor program in the internet marketing field. So check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. And I'll tell you more about it later. All right, let's get to the main event. Often referred to as the queen of Facebook, Mari Smith is considered one of the world's foremost experts on Facebook marketing and social media. She is a Forbes top social media power influencer. She's the author of The New Relationship Marketing and co-author of Facebook Marketing, An Hour a Day. Geez, I spend that much trying to figure out how to do it. But, I can't wait to buy that book. Forbes recently described Mari as the preeminent Facebook expert. I mean, even Facebook asks her for help. I mean, she is a recognized Facebook partner. Facebook headhunted her and hired Mari to lead the Boost Your Business series of live events across the U.S. And she also consults with Facebook for their Blueprint certification programs. Mari's an in-demand speaker. I've had the privilege of being on the stage with her. And she just fires everybody up, and she's just a delight to be around. She travels the world to keynote and train at major events. Her digital marketing agency provides professional speaking training and consulting services on Facebook and Instagram marketing best practices for Fortune 500 companies. Don't let that hold you back. She's got a lot of stuff for us little people here, so can't wait for her to tell us about it. She helps with branding, small businesses, and direct sales organizations. Mari is also an expert webinar and live video broadcast host, and she serves as brand ambassador for numerous leading global companies. Mari, are you ready to screw?
Oh my God.
I always wanted to say that to you.
You're so funny.
Oh, man, it's been so long. I don't remember the last time we spoke together.
It was a while. It's a while. And I mean, Tom, we go back, I'm not kidding. It really is probably to the turn of the century. So
Right.
it's kind of cool.
That's really
You're
funny.
one of the few people
Yeah,
I
but
can
here's
say.
what's not cool, Maury. You
What?
didn't age and I did. What's up with that? That's not fair. Yeah. That's your big secret there. Everybody thinks you're 12 years old and you must know social media.
Exactly. Too funny.
So tell everybody what you're doing now, and then we're going to take you back clear to the beginning to see how you came up through your entrepreneurial journey, because people here are fired up to either start a business or improve the one they have. So what are you doing nowadays?
Oh, thanks for asking. So I am indeed the preeminent Facebook marketing expert, and I work with businesses of all sizes all over the world and to really master the Facebook family of apps. So that's the main Facebook platform, Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, and whatever else they got coming down the line. We've got this new crypto thing, right? This new
Right.
Libra is coming out in 2020. That's going to be awesome.
How do you
Yeah.
keep up with this stuff?
Well, yeah, every day I just tear my hair out. It is sometimes crazy making, to be honest, but I do. I have a variety of sources. I have people on my team. I subscribe to numerous different publications, some paid, some free. There's always new ones springing up, but I have things like keyword alerts as well as Facebook groups. And there's really no one source. It's absolutely impossible to keep up.
But I mean, don't you have a direct line to somebody in Facebook being a partner and all that?
I do have a direct line to numerous different departments, but it really is not as easy as it sounds. And I have so many people ask me almost daily, that they got stuck on Facebook, their ad accounts frozen, or they lost their password or whatever. But or some bigger issues. I don't mean to play that down, but it's like Facebook tends to be very, very siloed as an organization, and it's really, you might have a contact in one department, but
and they don't know what's going on in the other departments. I get,
Exactly.
It's just so massive. I mean, gee whiz. So what do you help people with actually?
Really to understand the power of Facebook and to bring them into the present day, because I meet so many people, businesses of all sizes, major corporations down to solopreneurs, that are trying to market on Facebook as if it's like 2010, and they're frustrated with not getting any organic reach. They're publishing actually more content than they need to, which is counterintuitive, because if you actually dial it down and you focus more on great content and less of it, you'll get more reach, more visibility, more engagement. Ultimately, what everybody's looking for is conversions, right? Who cares about the engagement?
But with but with less content, you actually, and with whatever engagement you get, it's actually a higher percentage of engagement if you have less content, right?
Precisely. And so videos are really one of the key components. We'll probably get into this as we chat here, Tom. But video is something that Facebook's favoring massively and exponentially.
And that's been a couple of years now, really.
Yeah. And like last night, I was just doing a critique. I call it my Mari makeover. I do a little screencast for a client or a colleague, and I can look at anybody's Facebook page and give 6, 10, 12 different pointers for immediate improvement.
Oh wow, is that valuable?
And and when I say improvement, not just it's important to get that organic reach up. There's also paid reach, which you really want to get into. Even just a couple of dollars can make all the difference to an individual post performance. But then driving that to specific landing pages and having them convert, and having the Facebook pixel on there, doing some remarketing. It sounds like a whole new language, and I think that's what's really a big turnoff for most businesses, that they're super busy in the trenches running their business. They're like, holy crap, I got to go and learn this whole new thing that keeps changing. Well, I just won't even bother using Facebook.
Well, I've felt that many times, and I have to teach this stuff and do it not to your level, but it's as part of the whole thing that I teach. And it's like, oh, are you kidding me? I just learned this super duper, I forget what it was called, the ad platform they had. And they said, okay, we'll get rid of that after you learn. And now we're just going to go back to Ad Manager.
Power Editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's very complex. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, it took me forever. And then they said, oh, no, we don't want that anymore. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay. Tell me the difference between having an event and a watch party. What's the difference?
Okay, easy peasy on that one. So an
Oh,
event
yeah, for you, yeah.
to me. So anybody can set up an event, and it's going to be similar to kind of like Eventbrite. Like you have a dedicated landing page, you can invite people, you can post. It's almost like having a little mini Facebook page
Okay.
where it's got a wall. You can, do content. You can even do a Facebook Live right onto the event wall. Whereas a watch party, I am so excited about watch parties, and I'm not seeing as much uptake as I would like to among the marketing
You know why? Because we don't know
professionals.
what the heck it
Don't know what
means
the hell it
exactly.
is,
Yes,
right?
right.
So a watch party is in essence like having a Netflix binge party. Like you get a bunch of videos, you invite some friends around, get the popcorn, and you sit in there. You're the host. You're the host. You get to decide what videos people are going to watch. So with Facebook, you can pick any public video. It could be recorded, like it's already exists, or it could be live right this second, as long as it's public.
But it's on
And
Facebook.
it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Definitely has to be on
Right.
Facebook. But the little thing, if you click the little button that says host watch party, which you can do anywhere, you can do that on your personal profile, on your business page, inside of a group. If it's inside of one of your own groups, you can host, a video that is yours. So it doesn't, when I say public, it doesn't have to be all public. But what happens is when you go to pull up that little watch party button, it gives you like a suggested playlist with different topics. It gives you what's live right now. It gives you your videos if you search for your page. The beauty of it, in essence, is that let's say you take some of your content, you go live. I see you using Be Live, and so then you could take some of your content, add in maybe some pre-recorded, edited stuff, and now you get to be the host and also do some Q&A. They even have an area where you can interject and go live. You can like pause the watch party videos and then hop in and go live. So you're almost like doing a little interactive, narration, presentation, Q&A.
Oh, now here's the thing. Me and the rest of my crew here have been frantic about this for, I don't know, 6 months or so. I had the great privilege of having a Hollywood production company do a documentary about my dad and myself called The American Entrepreneur. And so we're supposed to do an online premiere. And I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make it so they can't stop it and play it and replay it and everybody's at the same place in the documentary when I stop and go live and deal with comments and everything. So would the watch party be appropriate for that?
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yep. In fact, if I were you, I would even do it in a group. Like you could put the video on your page. I don't know if it's just the trailer or the full documentary.
When the time is for the premiere. I already have a page with the trailer on it, but when we do the final premiere of the whole thing, it's an hour long, and when to stop and commercial breaks and mention comments and be able to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, watch party be perfect. Yeah, right on your page or in a group.
All right. Well, I'm going to look into that deeper then. So anyway, let's take you back. I mean, clear back to when you were a little kid. Were you entrepreneurial then? Was your family entrepreneurial? How did you come up through your journey? Did you ever have a job? How did you transition? All that stuff.
Oh my God. Okay. So I was a painfully shy child. I grew up in the absolute boonies of BC, Canada. Both my parents were Scottish, but they met and married and had their family in in Canada, where I grew up in a tiny little Quaker community.
How many people? How many people?
Like 200.
Oh, you got me. Yeah, you got me beat. I was 500 in my hometown. 200. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Tiny little place. My dad was the local baker. He built a log cabin. We had goats. Goats were my best friends. Chickens, vegetarian, lived off the land, flat broke, but it was a wonderful life. Didn't really appreciate it as a child.
Right.
My parents divorced when I was 12, and my dad decided to emigrate back to Scotland, and he actually got custody of myself and my 4 sisters. So he was a single dad, raising 5 girls. Mom stayed in Canada and remarried.
Wow.
Again, he continued to be an entrepreneur. He was a baker, professional baker. He also was a foster parent. He just loved kids. But I worked all my life. I left school super young at 15 and a half.
Wow.
You can leave school at 16 in Scotland, and I was actually a year ahead of my grade. So I could not wait to leave and go right into the workforce, leave school. But I loved typing. I loved shorthand. I did secretarial work, administration, then evolved into sales.
For other companies or for your dad?
Always for other companies. I was an employee my entire career, from leaving school, just almost 16, all the way up to 32.
Wow.
And then in 1998, when I was about 30, 31, 32, I got this, I started to finally get that entrepreneurial bug, and I really wanted to launch a business doing public speaking training, personal development skills. And I was working with a lot of lawyers at the time, was working, offering services to lawyers for speaking skills and whatnot. So, but it was right at that time, late 98, where I put all these plans together, website, marketing materials. I was just going into my bank for a small business loan. So like, I'm going to really launch this business. I want to really, get it going. And out of the blue, I got this invitation to come to San Diego from a long lost friend I hadn't seen. And it was just, I got to tell you, it was one of those defining moments in my life.
Wow.
I just knew. I didn't even have to think about it. I'm like, oh my God, yeah.
So you were in
When can I come?
Scotland thinking about starting a business there, and then you got
Yeah.
called to San Diego. Okay.
I sure did.
Was it
Yep.
easy to immigrate at that time?
Well, it was before 9/11, so thank God for the NAFTA. And I literally came. Now I have a Canadian passport. See, Canadian
Right.
passport, which really came in handy with the NAFTA, and then I have a British passport. But I actually came into my British passport. I hadn't renewed my Canadian one in a long time, so I arrived January 11th, 1999. I had 50 British pounds to my name, which is about $100.
Wow.
2 suitcases, a 30-day return ticket, and I knew this one person. And because I had to come in with a return ticket, I couldn't come in
Right.
and had paperwork. But I gave myself 30 days, and I tell you, I made it right up to day 29. And then I'm like, okay, this is it. You got to give me a sign, universe, great spirit.
You're
God,
in San Diego at this time, right?
Yep.
Staying with friends or what?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I sure was. And then, and my father being a baker, that was actually one of my loves in my early 20s. I went to night school and I learned how to decorate for 3 years. I did confectionery. I used to make novelty cakes, wedding cakes.
You still do it? You still do it at home anymore?
No, my God, no. I haven't got no time to make cakes.
I mean, for yourself?
Nope.
All right.
I don't even spell.
That's how you stay so thin too.
Yeah.
Make cakes all the
I
time.
do like. I do like my bread and my cakes. But no, it was wild. It was like this local baker, like day 29, called me. They're like, Mari, we need some help to decorate some cakes. Can you come in this weekend? I'm like, thank you. That's it. That's all the sign I needed. I'm not here. So, but yeah, fast forward. I met a wonderful lady who ended up being my sponsor. I bartered my immigration attorney. I built my website in exchange for his legal fees.
Oh wow.
I'm like, I like America.
Yeah.
Here. So yeah, but then it was 2007. I got involved with Facebook, and I got invited to be on.
Well, what happened? There's the 7 years there. What did you do at that time?
Yeah, well, that was the time roundabout when I knew you. I mean, I had my Kickstart cart account.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing online marketing, email marketing, information products.
Right.
Building, training, speaking, building email lists. Doing okay. I was doing well, and nothing super successful that people would say. And then come 2007, I always like to joke that I'm an overnight success. 10 years.
Yeah, right. Now, when did Facebook start? Because I don't think we even had. I'm thinking in 90. I started in 94, but we didn't even have blogs until late 2004, did we?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
When did Facebook come along? I can't remember.
So they initially began open their doors in 2004, and the first 2 years was only for colleges. You had to have a .edu address to even get an account, right? So
nobody noticed in the regular world.
No, exactly. Right. It was blowing up for schools, but yeah. And so I was like it was May the 4th, Star Wars Day, 2007. I joined Facebook.
Wow.
And, yeah, that was an ominous day. And I was like, it was similar to that time when I got invited to San Diego. It was another powerful, defining moment, goosebump, like angels were singing. I'm like, there's something profound and powerful about this platform. I just absolutely knew. And I'm like, okay, I'm going all in. I'm going all in with this platform. Within 3 weeks, everybody I knew, I'm like, are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Let me show you how. And it was I just fell in love with it. And that was long before anyone was really using it for business. It was just a giant, Rolodex. You could just, network and reach out and friend anybody. And what was cool, Tom, is I had all these people who I'd long admired. I had their books. I went to their seminars, like Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, a lot in the kind of metaphysical world. And all of a sudden I'm like chit-chatting with them on Facebook. I'm like, how can this be? This is so awesome. It was back in the day when people were really excited to get,
Right,
friend
right.
requests and
Yeah.
email. Now it's like, oh my God. But yeah, it's so powerful. So, yeah, that's, as they say, the rest is history. So,
Well, yeah, but it's not history to us. So how did you get really involved with Facebook coming to you for advice?
well, I just, every year I pick a one word theme for my year. And in 2007 into 2008, it was focus, which I've always loved the word focus
Mhm.
as an acronym for follow one course until successful. And I just was so dedicated to Facebook. And there was a lot of others kind of, like
Well, you're lucky it
jockeying.
wasn't MySpace.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hated MySpace. Oh my God, I get on MySpace. Back in the day, it was just a mess. It was a mess. Like my head hurt when I looked at it. But yeah, so there was something really beautiful about the design of Facebook, and I just had such enthusiasm and passion for it, and I went all in. I just was like, and if you saw my bio, like, because I got on Twitter not long after, but everywhere, my website, my bio, my Facebook, all my social channels were is just saying, I didn't call myself like a top Facebook expert or premier or anything like that. The title evolved over the years, but it was very clear when you saw my bio, that's all I was doing.
Right.
Whereas I saw other folks were kind of trying to jockey for position and calling themselves, the king of Facebook or the the prince of Facebook,
The
whatever.
Joker of Facebook, more like.
But what was crazy, Tom, in their same bio, they'd be saying things like they're also a massage therapist,
Right. Yeah.
pizza delivery, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm making fun of them. I don't mean to, but at the same time, it's like,
No, you're absolutely right. Everybody was, you could, the old saying is you could swing a dead cat and run into a social media expert.
right, right, exactly. So, but I think that was really the key right there, but big, huge part of my success. And that, I wasn't even trying to like quote, fake it till I make it kind of thing. Cause I already had all those years experience being
Mhm.
an internet marketer and doing business consulting. And I always throughout my entire careers, whether employee or an entrepreneur, I've always had these two parallel loves. And that is with people and technology, right? Relationships and the internet. And I'd even written some information products around relationships, couples, singles.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I actually got certified as a relationship coach one time. And so then when social media came along and became so prevalent starting 07, 08, 09, and some of my friends would literally say to me, Mari, it's like social media was made for you. It's like tech and people. So, but yeah, then Facebook reached out. A couple of times I wrote an article for them, I think like in I forget, 2012 or 13 or something. And then in 2015, I actually went on tour with them. They recruited me to be one of their ambassadors
Mhm.
and chair these events and speak and moderate and meet all these local small businesses at their Boost Your Business tour. And then just again last year reached out, asked me if I want to be part of this blueprint certification, as you mentioned in your intro. So it's like, it's kind of a on-off relationship with them. Like I say, they're so siloed. And so I love being an independent. People often think I'm an employee and I've gone all in and gone on the, gone on the other side and just worked for them. But
All right, but
uh,
you focused. That's probably the bottom line here.
yeah,
You focused, and you became known in that arena, and people noticed. That's awesome. So with the focus theme, what would you say a small business owner with the vast things that Facebook has to offer? What couple things should they focus on to improve their business? I mean, we got paid advertising, we got organic reach, we got chat bots and Messenger and Instagram. I mean, where would you start somebody to use this platform to improve their business?
okay, great question. I would go start out. You just mentioned Instagram, which is great. So I've been saying for about 2 years that Instagram is Facebook's next Facebook because it's like, even when they had like over the last couple of years, Facebook was like in a lot of trouble, right? They got all that really bad PR,
Right.
data breaches, a congressional
Hmm.
testimony, election interference, all that jazz. They did a survey in the US and clear 50% of people did not even know that Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Mm.
So whereas, everybody's like, oh, down on Facebook, the reputation's low, trust is low. Everybody's
Well,
like, oh my
maybe
God.
that's good that they didn't know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but I love Instagram, So right out the gate, I would just simply say, if somebody's fairly new to Facebook and Instagram, which still happens in
Right,
even
right.
today's Western world, take a good look and just use it as a user. Maybe give yourself a week or two to just kind of poke around and see what you like about the interface, desktop and mobile, for both Instagram and Facebook. And also, if you can, do some research to find out like where are your peeps. They'll
Hmm.
definitely in both places. Your audience, your
Right,
target
right.
demographic, 100% is on both platforms.
Now I've been getting decent response from stories. No,
Yes.
now
Okay.
it's
So
actually
yeah,
not Instagram stories, just regular Facebook stories because
Facebook
they're
stories.
so
Yeah.
easy to create. And
Mhm.
although you got to keep after it because
I
they
know.
disappear on you, but I've been getting response. I got 150 something the other day just on some weird picture I put up that led to my Facebook Live that led to people being on it. So. But anyway, there's so many of these little things here. Like, do you have training on this for people?
I do, and I actually do
How do you
to roll
keep
some
up
more
with it?
out.
Jeez, how do you keep the training current?
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, I'm fortunately, I am an early adopter. So I love poking around. I love noticing
Mm-hmm.
new things. Instagram just rolled out a slightly new design recently. They got more prominent buttons and, different features there. But you're right with the story. So by the way, for your listeners, there's actually 500 million daily active users on Instagram stories, and the exact same over on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook
Yep.
stories. And so it's a hot commodity right now. And that's Facebook's going all in. See, back in earlier this year, Zuckerberg said that the future is private. He just keeps saying the future is private. What he means by that, you mentioned chatbot. So really adopting a messenger chatbot.
Oh, and there's more than a billion and something on that every day, right?
Yeah, there are. Yeah. And
1.3
Messenger
is the
has a
last I heard, but
Mhm.
I don't know if that's even current. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, about 1.3 million
Mm-hmm.
billion on Messenger. And so integrating the story format also with paid, because you can place really strategic posts in the paid format on both Instagram and Facebook stories, and the conversion comes through them swiping up. And Facebook's going really all in with Instagram, and we just mentioned earlier even about like with their cryptocurrency or their digital coin. So can you imagine like even like a year from now where the whole goal here is to get people to buy without leaving the app. And so if they've got this ability to purchase with one tap, the money transfers instantly, low fees, obviously right now they're going after the unbanked, as they call it, more like, Africa and India and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, but it will become mainstream. And in a few years from now, we'll all be using these digital coins. And yes, you'll still need websites. Yes, you absolutely need to own your own audience and have email lists. But you do that in conjunction with having your social media audience and your chatbot audience and being able to reach people where they are on how they want to be reached, right?
Yeah, and I always have to emphasize this that you got to plan for mobile, people using mobile, because we did a promotion not too long ago. 420 people responded, 409 were on cell phones. So
Wow.
a lot of
Yeah.
people sitting home working on stuff on their desktop. Well, it doesn't exactly translate all the way to the cell phone. You need to check everything on your cell phone, and even the interface is a little bit different on the cell phone, right? Than
It totally is. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
you have to plan for that kind of stuff. So
Well, speaking of that, if I could just interject
mhm,
about video, because as we mentioned, the Facebook's going all in on video, and there's a format that works really well, vertical. And so obviously, story format is called full vertical is 9:16. When you shoot vertical on your phone, that's
right,
9:16. But there's a great app called Wave.video.
yes,
Video creation tool. Full disclosure, I'm a brand ambassador for them.
okay, yeah,
Love
and
it.
we'll put it in the show notes. Yeah,
Absolutely brilliant. I would love them and use them every day, even if I was not a brand ambassador. And because you can go in there and the click of a button, you can take a square video and turn it into whatever format. You've got
hmm.
landscape, you've got square 1:1, you got 9:16 for stories.
Boy, there's a
But
lot of technology behind that to make that happen.
so
Because
cool. And
yeah,
what I want to say is the vertical format that's working really well on Facebook is actually 4:5.
wow,
4:5. Yeah. Do you know Jay Shetty? I love following Jay Shetty. He's got
yes, I've heard.
25
Yeah,
freaking 25 million viewers. He knows a thing or two about Facebook and what he's doing well over there. So that's the size that he uses. That's the dimension he'll use a lot is the 4:5. Um, yeah.
yeah,
So,
and
so it
that's
works
I mean
well.
that's interesting because the vertical format on Pinterest works great too because you can only have
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
wide, but you can make a real tall skyscraper and it really stands out among things over there.
Yeah, well, like you say, for mobile, like with a 4x5, what's cool about that is it takes up a lot of the phone screen, but you can put like a square video. Then you've seen it, the letterbox format where they have
Sure.
like the
Yeah.
black bar. It doesn't have to be black, but a colored bar top and bottom, and then you can put some text overlay, and it really stands out. 80% of videos are watched with sound off,
Yeah. So
right?
yeah, you have to have some type of branding in without the sound on, because people like, it's just, they just scroll by, and if you're not
Mhm.
careful, you'll get charged for the view if they sit there long enough.
Yeah.
So what do you like best about working for yourself, and what's the worst part?
I like being my own boss. I'm a pretty good boss for the most part. Sometimes really hard on myself. I'd say probably the worst part is like just structure, like not kind of having enough as I work from home, of course, but just
And you're located where now?
I'm in San Diego,
You're still in
Northeast
San
San
Diego.
Diego.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I've been here 20 years. Yeah, I
Oh,
love it.
wow.
Hmm. Yeah, and I live kind of northeast. I'm inland. I'm close to kind of the animal park, place called Escondido, and I love it. I'm
Yeah. Oh,
not too far
yeah. Yeah. I've been in
from the
Escondido.
15 freeway, and so like as to the name of your podcast, occasionally like if there's an event on, I was speaking at a local event, and it was like all of a sudden find myself in heavy traffic. I'm like, what the heck?
So
I'm
screw
so
the
glad I don't have
commute.
to do this every day.
Screw the commute. I'm telling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I used to fly. I was a charter pilot back in the day, and I
That's
used to fly
right.
into Escondido all the time. It was great.
Oh
There's a
my
lot of, but
gosh,
you had to
really?
watch out because people parachuting all over Lake Elsinore, and uh,
Yeah.
you don't want to snag a few of them in your wing on the way down.
Oh my God. You know what the funniest thing ever that I remember you talking about when you were back in your comedian days is when you used to drive around with a hearse
Oh,
on a trailer and it said Tom's Discount
yeah,
Funerals.
yeah. It wasn't a hearse. It was like
What
a
was it?
Nissan Sentra with a little utility trailer with
Uh,
and I'm dressed like a priest, and I got a little flag on the car that said Tom's Discount Funeral.
I forgot the part about dressed like a priest.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this used to crack me up. I can
Oh,
imagine people absolutely freaking out
well,
standing at the stop
oh my
sign.
God, I had to quit doing it because I was on the Beltway of DC, which is like the second busiest highway in the world. And people were going to wreck, because of it. Of course, I was there to do the last rites. Anyway, so,
Oh, it's funny.
so tell people how they can find you, and what kind of you have. You told me about a product that you have would be
Yeah.
perfect for us, right?
Yeah, I do. So
What
so
is it?
people can go to marismith.com/video kit.
Okay, we'll have that in the show notes.
Yeah, and so I get asked all the time, like you. I mean, I do a lot of Facebook Lives, and I just have this really, really nice, simple, inexpensive setup for both mobile and in-home studio. And so it's a whole gear list. But I also give you some free
Are
tips
you
on
on it
how to.
right now?
Am I?
Are you on that system right now? The
Oh
mic?
yeah. With
That
this is
sounds
this is the
perfect. Yeah, it's
microphone, but you can't
beautiful.
see me. I've
No,
got
but
a
I'm
bad
saying
hair
is,
day.
but I'm saying I know that, but me too. Every day is that. But I mean, you sound beautifully. I mean, it's because I
Mhm.
usually cringe. I just did a Facebook Live the other day on how to be a terrible podcast guest. you know?
Oh, you did
Yeah,
all the things to
yeah,
do wrong.
yeah. So it's martysmith.com/video kit.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, and what all's involved in it?
So they get these series of free gifts, and the first one being my whole video gear list for both creating a very simple and inexpensive in-home studio
Mm-hmm.
with a DSLR camera. People are always saying to me, "How do you get that depth of field? How do you
Right,
blur out the
right.
background?" It's like, well, first of all, don't use a cheap webcam.
Yeah, that's right. The DSLR is the way to go for that.
But
But that's a little bit more investment, but you
it
can do
is,
some
it is.
tremendous things with it.
Yeah. So I usually say start with a good microphone,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Because people forgive bad lighting. They won't forgive bad audio.
Right.
So a good microphone, and you can upgrade and get yourself some good lights, and then the fancy camera, or it doesn't have to be fancy, but a DSLR camera, a few $100, that can be the last thing. But then also I have a whole mobile there. You can do so much with your phone, so much, and then I have a whole free download that helps you to get better reach and engagement, both organic and paid on Facebook. So yeah, that just walks them through all of that.
Great. And this is a paid thing, or this is a
It's
paid
free.
product, right?
It starts out free. No, it's totally free. I
Oh,
mean, and
okay.
then
Great.
at the end, I do have a real special offer for them to check out my fast Facebook results course. It's very, very inexpensive. They got a special deal on that if they want to.
Right, right. Yeah, we want to take advantage of you, like I always have. I've wanted to take advantage of you for my whole life. So this is the way to do it. So start out at the video kit, and that leads you to the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, we got to take a brief sponsor break. And when we come back, we're going to ask Mari what the typical day looks like for her, and maybe one on the road. And how much time you spending on the road nowadays?
A lot, probably about a third of the year.
A third of the year now? Yeah. So we'll see how she stays in such great shape, because she is, and what it's like on a daily basis for her. So, folks, if you'd like to have someone to hold your hand through all the kind of stuff you run into with online marketing, well, you come to the right place. My retreat center is here. I'm broadcasting from there today. It's the only facility of its kind in the world, which you stay here for an immersion weekend as part of a year-long program where we hold your hand. And I believe in one-on-one. I don't do anything group, because if I have to talk to an advanced person, then the beginners are lost. And if the beginner is afraid to come because they're lost all the time, and if I talk to the beginner, the advanced person is wondering why they even came in here. So it's one-on-one, everything with all my crew. So you can't get that anywhere else on earth. I double dare you to try getting unlimited attention like that. But you can check it all out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. And it also comes with a scholarship to my, again, the only facility of its kind in the world. It's a dedicated, licensed internet marketing facility. It's sanctioned by the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia. And it's a distance learning school, and the tuition is $19,100, and you get it as part of the deal. And you can either gift it to somebody or use it yourself. So check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. I'd love to help you. All right, let's get back to the main event. Superstar Mari Smith is here with us. And Mari, tell us, let's say if you're in the office at home, what's a typical day look like? What time you get up? Do you work out? Do you eat? Do you answer email? How does your day flow?
Okie dokie. So I have to make myself work out. I was not one of those people that absolutely loves it.
Because you don't need it that much. That's why, right?
Oh, no. Yeah. Well,
I mean, you're a naturally, thin, beautiful, tall person.
I'm lithe, yes.
Yeah, lithe. Is that what it's called? Okay.
No, I work out several times a week, and I have a home
gym.
You
almost said a day, but you stopped.
I did. I was like, wait a minute, what is too much? A week. I do eat very well. I'm not a super early morning person. I often tend to be up a bit late, so I might not get up until 9:07 or something, somewhere between 7 and 8, even if I've been up late. And then I just get going, and I'm usually at my desk by 9, and I'm there for a lot of the day. I try to take little breaks here and there and go out. And I live quite close to a nice lake, so I'll do that. But yeah, it's just intense. It's like a whirlwind sometimes, nonstop. If it's a day where I'm getting camera ready, then I'll go ahead and take an hour to get my hair, makeup, wardrobe. I'm very blessed to work with a stylist for over 7 years.
Nice.
So she selects all my outfits, my earrings, accessories. Nice, always got a nice neckline for the camera. So that part's nice. And then do my broadcasts. Love doing brand ambassador work.
Wait, so that person would come in on the days that you're going to be doing live stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Not every day. She'll definitely works with me when I'm doing my travel and my speaking engagements on stage. But in terms of for going on camera, we've already got like a whole rack of outfits pre-selected.
Oh, she's got them all ready for you.
Yeah.
And
so
you do your own makeup when you're home. Then, right?
I do my own makeup. I love having it done
Me
for
too.
me, but
Me too.
I've always liked doing my own. You do yours too?
Yeah, I do mine.
So, but yeah, and that's long. Sometimes I'm still working at 6:37 and stop for dinner break. And then I try to have an evening with my partner. He works from home as well. And we work together a lot. He does his own thing, but we also work together in my business a lot, which is really fun. We call it our super brain.
Yeah. So I mean, you on Skype or Zoom? I mean, I kind of kicked Skype to the curb recently and just went with Zoom.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of never went uphill after, I think, Microsoft bought it or something.
Yeah.
And I'm doing these podcasts, and I harp on people to have good audio, and then they try their best and then Skype screws it up. So, yeah.
I know. Yeah, Zoom's very, very solid and reliable, and I typically do a lot of Zooms. I meet with my clients through Zoom, and I do consulting training, and putting contracts together, negotiating. Brand ambassador work is one of my favorite things that I do.
What's the definition of that? I mean, is that a spokesperson? Basically, a nice word for a
Yeah,
spokesperson?
so for example, we were talking about
Mhm.
Wave.video. I've been an ambassador for them for 2.5 years, and I actually about 6 months ago decided to go exclusive. So I don't represent.
What was the link to
anybody.
that again?
2.5 years.
No, what was the link?
Oh, the link. I thought you said the length of
No.
that. Wave.video. So there's no .com. It's just wave, WAVE .video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the cool thing is they actually even have a free forever account, right? So you can make up to 15-second videos, which is great for doing Facebook ad breaks. They want them 5 to 15 seconds.
Right.
So how that works is that ongoing, we do different initiatives. I did like a video challenge. I have a video challenge group that I run for them. We started it last fall, and we got about 2,000 people in a very short period of time, 90% of which did not yet have a Wave account. So I'm bringing them all these, fresh new leads. And then we do engagement and conversion, and really a lot of Wave wants to make sure that people are using their product, not just signing up and, oh my God, I got an account, but now what? So that's a big part of what I do is I'll bring awareness. I drive awareness to a product or a company.
You just did it today.
Yeah, I did one with,
I'm going to go look at it. Yeah, I would have never looked at it if you hadn't said so.
Yeah. Well, because I just know the importance of video for Facebook, right? And there's a lot of choices out there, but it's the best. So, I'll do like a Facebook Live. I always like it to be educational. I'm never going to hop on there and like really push a product without, at least adding some value.
Same with me.
Right.
People know that if you are on there or if I'm on there, they're going to get some value out of it, whether they buy anything or not. And that's
Precisely
the reputation you want.
That's the name of the game. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. So then I get paid to do these videos, Facebook Lives, events, running groups, challenges. And I love to get creative with the marketing and come up with some really innovative ways that draws awareness, but also creates the conversion, and then also creates that stickiness, right? Because that's the thing with a subscription service is attrition. So we want to make sure that the paying customers are staying involved and engaged.
Now, do you have any specific training or any training you like on the watch party stuff? Because I want to get my people to dive into that.
That's a really good point, Tom. I need to bring that out myself. I have not seen anyone doing any training on it. I think actually it's not been as successful as Facebook would like. So this would be a perfect time to do a training.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Reach out to me.
I'm not getting any younger over here, so come on.
I think probably on my Facebook page, we could find a training that I did for free on one of my lives. I'll send you the link.
Oh, good.
The show notes.
All right. So what about when you're on the road?
Okay, so oh my God, I always travel with checked luggage. I'm not a light packer. I usually take 2 cases unless it's just a short overnight. I take all my creature comforts. I always like to get a high floor away from the elevator, just peaceful. I tend to be an introverted extrovert. I score as an extrovert, but I get all peopled out and I need to have some downtime.
I get it.
Like I'll just have room service and a hot soak in the tub. I bring my candle and my bath salts and just chillax. Try to go to bed early, usually travel with my own pillow, things like that, essential oils, just the whole works. I like to basically create this real sanctuary in this home away from home, and to just have to get up the next morning and to be able to perform as an absolute top performer, and to really, knock it out of the park for my hosts. I don't tend to go to anything extracurricular. I don't like late dinners. I don't really drink alcohol. Kind of boring in all that area. But
me too. I'm allergic. I'm really allergic. When I used to live in DC, people thought I was alcoholic. So I said no. Really? I break out in hives. Yeah, I break out in hives. One drop, even a liqueur in a dessert. And I very rarely miss desserts. You know me, but but if it's got liqueur, I can smell it a mile away. Yeah, I break out in hives. Yeah. But if you're going to be allergic to something, you can't find a better thing to be allergic to. Because I had a nightclub for 6 years and never saw anything good of it come out of it.
Exactly, right. I know. Yeah.
All right, so you pamper yourself. I know you knock it out of the park every time, but I mean, do you go to like some of the obligatory VIP things where the speakers have to be there, or do you blow those off?
Yeah. So, for example, I'll be speaking for the 5th year in a row at HubSpot's annual Inbound conference in Boston. It's coming up in September. And there's like 27,000 people
Oh,
there. It's
geez.
freaking overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I will go to the opening party. What I do is I tend to be one of the first people to arrive. I'll network and schmooze and do all the selfies and all the
Hmm.
usual stuff. And I don't mind. I love all that, actually. And then I'll leave early. Like if it starts at, let's say, 7, I'm probably out of there by 8.
Same as me.
And
Yeah.
and I'm back in my little sanctuary at home at
That's where I want
the
to be.
hotel. I mean,
Are you doing a general session for 27,000 people?
no,
I was going to say that's a big,
you have to be like a Will Smith or a
yeah,
Michelle Obama or
right,
like,
right.
but I do a breakout for about 750.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
it's a lot of fun. Hmm.
All right. So I'll tell you what, I thank you so much for visiting with us. And I just want to ask one more favor of you is the people that listen to this, we call them screwballs, for screw the commute. So what parting thoughts would you have for them to get started to use Facebook to really help themselves out?
Well, the bottom line is this. I think that ultimately people don't know what they don't know. And if you have this kind of filter in your head that's saying, oh, gee, Facebook's just for kids or Facebook's, uses
That's
our
not really
data.
true anymore, right? The kids went
No,
elsewhere a little
they're
bit.
on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
They're on
Right.
TikTok. They're
Right.
over Snapchat already.
Right.
um, but just to really, you really owe it to yourself to dig in and see how you can utilize Facebook and Instagram and Messenger. And if you're outside the US, definitely WhatsApp as well, because these companies, it was one company, right? Facebook's going to be around for a long, long time. And it's one of the easiest, most affordable ways to reach your audience. But what you have to do is learn. You got to get the training, and whether that's just following someone for free or buying a course, and you know you just got to do that if you want to grow your business. I mean, ultimately you're
Exactly, right. Yeah, I
assuming you want
bought
to
lots of
connect more.
courses on it because, as soon as like I said, I learned one thing and it changed on me. So,
Mhm.
but you have regular stuff like an e-newsletter or any
I
kind of
sure do.
blog or
Yeah.
what do you, so tell everybody before we leave all the links and stuff again that you want them to know about. I'll have them all in the show notes for you.
Yeah. So marismith.com/video kit. That will
And
get you
Mari,
on my
spell Mari
list.
for him.
Mari.
Okay.
Mari, and it's pronounced like rhyming with Ferrari. Mari likes Ferraris. And marismith.com/video kit, but also just marismith.com. And then also on Facebook, definitely follow my Facebook page, Mari Smith. That's facebook.com/Mari Smith. And on Twitter, is at Mari Smith. Instagram, I'm at Mari_Smith. But there's so many different ways they can find different free content on my different social channels. And then I have some good stuff on my website as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Maury, for taking the time to be with us. And I am going to run over and find your watch party stuff because that's looming over my head how we're going to do this online premiere. So,
I'm excited for
yeah.
you. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a
Amazing.
Hollywood
Yeah.
documentary company saw me speak at a memorial service for Dottie Walters. I don't know if you ever heard
Oh
of
my
her, but
gosh, I remember Dottie.
yeah, she
Yes.
started me in the speaking business in '91, and I was kind of her left coast. No, she called me her right coast son because I would help her whenever she
Oh,
was on the coast doing her Speak and Grow Rich seminars. Then I was speaking at her memorial service, and this Hollywood producer saw me speak, and I met her for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds. And then she started following me for the next couple of years. And then she has done 30, mine is the 38th documentary. And she approached me about doing it. And I said, I thought you had to be dead to have a documentary. She said, no, nope. And so, yeah, it's in the can already and it's came out beautifully. So I'm really excited about it. Maybe I'll send you the link to the trailer.
sweet. I look
But
forward to that.
but anyway, thanks so much. And everybody, I want you to go over to the show notes as soon as humanly possible and take advantage of everything this woman has because, I'm a guy that watches the internet. I watch the good people and the bad people and has never heard even a smattering of bad about this lady. She's the top of the line. She's honest. She's brilliant. And you must check her out, especially with regard to Facebook. So thanks again, Mari, for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure. This has been a hoot, and I can't wait to share with my peeps as well.